Let's talk about it. What's good, y'all? King Eric in the building. The media assassin on the way. Blah. What's goody, y'all? Woo! Come on in to the chat, y'all. Come on, YouTuberverse. Let's get these numbers up a little bit. I was gonna do a video about this, but I was like, man, I done got lazy because I ain't feel like doing all that editing. I didn't feel like doing all that. I want to just go up there and just shoot the breeze. You know what I mean? There's a lot of topics going on today. One of the topics is Brittney Griner free, officially free in an exchange for the Merchant of Death. What do y'all feel about that trade? You know what I mean? What do y'all feel about that trade? Do y'all feel like that's one of the worst trades you ever seen in your life? Like, damn. Like, this is the worst trade I ever seen, man. I mean, first of all, I'm happy that she's home. And if you looked at this movie called Hell, which starred John Claude Van Damme, it goes a real deep insight of the Russian prison population. That shit is unhumane, man. I won't wish that on anybody. I mean, it's one of Russia has some of the worst prisons I ever seen, and that movie exploited that to a lot of denominators. But I'm happy that she's home because I don't wish that on any person unless I don't like them. But I don't wish that on any person. I don't really deserve it. But look at how our government operate, man. That was a bad trade. It was a bad trade. The least you could have got at least what 50 mils or 100 bands out the motherfucker. You could at least got 100 billion that could go into some infrastructure around here along with her. You know what I'm saying? This dude Biden, man, he overplayed his hand. He overplayed his hand heavily. Like, y'all got the Lord of the War. Russia, like, damn, we got a Shaq deal out of the mix. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, we gave them Brittney Griner. We got Lord of War. We give y'all a deep voice basketball player, whereas we got the Lord of War. Man, Biden, you got played. And Putin, you know Putin gonna put this guy to work. He gonna put this guy to work. Soon as he touch on down, like, look, man, I need you. Get your ass in there and start dealing in weapons, nigga. Get your ass in there. That's exactly what he gonna start. He gonna start him on the ship soon as possible. This is a great move. This is a big move for Russia right now. And see, United States playing checkers, man. Y'all play up, and I'm not saying this that I'm against her come on because she had no business being up there anyway. But dang, y'all could have got her back. Could have got some infrastructure going. You could have got at least 100 mil back, something. At the end of the day, it ain't hurting. And if anything, this is gonna hurt America. And that's my take on that right now. Let me know what you guys think. Do y'all think this is the worst trade ever? Man, this is one of the worst trades I've ever seen. This is worse than the Hornets trade in Kobe for Vlade Divac. Like, damn. Like, this is wild to me, man. I know the dude is like, damn, I got traded back home just for a person that caught with vapes. Russia like, woo wee. This is a hookup right here. Man, they played Biden, man. The least they could have got was an armed specialman. You know what I mean? They could have got one of them. Or they could have got somebody that could be beneficial to the military. Somebody that could be beneficial to negotiation. Some strong deals that could benefit this country. Niggas went and got a basketball player, man. That's crazy to me. But this ain't no slander, though, man. I'm just going to say welcome. She's deserved to be welcome home. She had no business out there. I mean, that's crazy to me. That's just boggling me. But to the topic at hand. Hold on one second. Still coming over there? Should be in there. Yeah, like I said, the topic at hand, man. We talking about DJ Quick, his comments about how he feel that he should be on the level of Dr. Dre. And I'm pretty sure say if we're talking strictly music, then yeah. I mean, the man is produced for everybody. Like we talk about Tupac, we talk about Snoop, we talk about Eminem. He worked with M, he worked with 50 Cent, worked with Exhibit, he worked with Eric Sermon, worked with Keith Murray, worked with Redman, worked with Tyler Kweli, um, the East Siders. I mean, Janet Jackson, R. Kelly. Man, worked with pretty much the whole industry. So I think he's talking about his musical legacy. Now, his contributions to the game and impact, however, he's not going to top Dr. Dre on that level. Dr. Dre, his impact is felt on like generations, man. Like we talking the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. Every era, Dre introduced new talent to a new era. In the 80s, you know, he was running with NWA. In the 90s, he broke with Snoop. Then followed Eminem. I can't give him 50 Cent though, because Eminem put 50 Cent on that level. I can't give him that. But he did give us game though. He did give us game. He gave us Kendrick Lamar, like guys that was going to take the next generation to the next level. So Dre is always should be credited for that, man. He's the GOAT for a reason on that. Like, but Quick had a lot of bad luck, man. Like, that's been Achilles' heel with him. You know what I mean? I mean, that's been a real Achilles' heel. I could take y'all back to when he signed his deal with Profile Records. Anderson .Paak, yep. Nate Dogg, yep. Like, he had a deal with Profile Records that didn't work out. And they fell out. He got suspended and then get paid. Then he started rocking with Eazy-E. He started producing albums behind their back, and they put him on punishment. And that have him blackballed pretty much. He started getting blackballed. So he had to get out of that deal somehow, and that's when Suge Knight came in. Suge Knight came in, became his manager, and let's just say he got all his money that he's supposed to be getting. Like Suge was able to, you know, slap some niggas around, hold them over some balconies. Anybody that was short with the points, Suge was over to get it done. But therefore, around that time period, that opened up doors for Quick. He started producing on the Above the Rim soundtrack, Natural Born Killers. He started doing credit for Dog Food. He did a lot of work for Dog Food, but they ain't give him the credit. You know what I'm saying? He did a lot of work on the Dog Father, but I don't think they gave him the credit there. But his credit for All Eyes on Me for the most part. And if you really look at it, you look at the credits. He didn't use the name DJ Quick. He had to use the name David Blake. See, he was going through Prince shit really around the time before Prince started going through it with Warner Brothers, I think. But he was going through this situation. And you know, he couldn't use his stage name, DJ Quick. Or he'll use an alias like Dante Blake or G1. He'll use a name or something like that. Like it was a lot of different aliases that Quick had to use to get around the parameter. But Safe and Sound is the only, if you look at the credits, that's the only time you will see Dante Blake. David Blake, you're going to see all over the place on All Eyes on Me. But that kind of stunted his growth right there because, you know, when your business is not handled, a lot of people ain't going to deal with you. You know? So, with that situation there, nobody was trying to deal with him. Nobody going to really deal with anybody when their business is not handled correctly. Then he had guys like Second to None and High C. he couldn't really do a lot for them. But and Sugar Free, like he gave Sugar Free. I would say Sugar Free would be his Snoop. Because he produced the whole street gospel album. You know what I mean? So I would say that's his Snoop right there. Them niggas is like the Prince of Moore's Day of hip hop. So I would say Sugar Free. But Second to None and High C. Yep, sure did. Quik was held scratched by Business Bill. Yeah, man, that was his Achilles heel. That was his real Achilles heel, and then that's why I think Suge started ganking him, allegedly, and therefore he started dealing with issues with that. So after leaving Profile, he goes deal with Arista Records. Arista Records at the time wasn't really rocking with West Coast artists. Diddy was the man there. Even though Quik dropped Rhythmalism, one of the coldest albums I ever heard in my life, he won't go get the attention like Puff was. Puff made Arista Records. That nigga was bringing what, 120 mil a year in 90s money? They won't go think about Quik then. Plus at the time the West Coast had a stigma and nobody was really trying to rock with the West Coast at the time. Plus, if you listen to that Safe and Sound album, going back to that for a minute, Quik was banging hard on Wax. It's like, and therefore that scared a lot of people. The Suge Knight stigma played a role in Quik as well, because you was like, damn, you running with Suge Knight? we ain't touching that. Yo, that's what I be saying about Suge, bro. Like, Suge be having them niggas quaking. Like, yo, tell you this though, man, because I seen him, met him one time. He had grown niggas quaking. Shoot. So man's he's a big guy. So you can't imagine dude in his prime, in his peak when he was the man. Shoot. He was going at MC8 and AMG. Yes, sir. That scared a lot of people as well. See, that scared a lot of people because, see, nobody knew. See, that's another thing, too. I'm glad you brought that up. The gang element. Quik was riding that for real. So, you play that was a scary factor at the time in the industry. He was really out there for real, banging that on treetop. Had them white execs quaking, boy. Nobody was going to rock with Quik like that. So, he dealt with issues with Arista. And you heard the No Balance, the Balance and Options album. And that album right there, he was dissing Arista through the whole joint. He even dissed Dre up there, man. Quik didn't care. Listen to the song You Ain't Fresh. He was dissing Dre hard on there because he probably thought that Dre was talking about him and what's the difference. Because keep in mind, a lot of people didn't like rhythmalism in the West Coast, believe it or not, because they thought Quik was selling out. I mean, he did a whole 380. Like, he went from Safe and Sound, banging that red, to, you know what I'm saying, wearing them silky blue shirts and with the perm. People didn't know how to read it, but I loved it, man. Rhythmalism is one of the coldest albums I ever heard in my life. That's it, man. I listen to that album at least once a week. That's real talk. But Balance and Options, yo, he was going at everybody in the industry. That's an anti-industry album, believe it or not. Anybody that he felt slighted him, he was going at him. And you know he did those skits mocking Motown. It was Motown and Arista. I think Arista owned Motown, so that's why he was mocking them. But yeah, man, his business acumen played Achilles heel to why he ain't up there with Dre. Dre, on the other hand, he had Jimmy Iovine in his back pocket the whole time. Jimmy Iovine was able to get him out of that situation with Death Row. Jimmy Iovine was able to get him that deal with the headphones company. Jimmy Iovine was able to get him Aftermath. Got him Eminem. Like, come on. Jimmy Iovine was the ace in the back pocket throughout Dre's whole journey to getting that Billy. Quik didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? Quik had a lot of bad luck, and his business acumen just been phew. Plus, he was out there in the trenches for real, and nobody really wanted to rock with him. Then, not to mention, he would just randomly just diss niggas. Like I heard a diss, like he dissed Pharrell out of nowhere. That he dissed Andre 3000. That he just dissed what's his name, The Game. And I'm like, what? There was a Second to None album recorded for Death Row that was unreleased to recently. Oh yeah. That album is cold. See, he did a lot of that behind. He got a lot of unreleased records. Quik got a lot of unreleased Death Row material that they couldn't put out because of that contract. Quik is sleeping on a lot of gems. I'm telling y'all, man, his vault is crazy. Look at the remixes that he did for Death Row. He did remixes for Jewel. He did remixes for Danny Boy. He did a lot of songs for Tupac. He did songs with the Dog Pound. Quik's vault is crazy. It's crazy. But like I said, man, when your business ain't handled right, it's hard for you to get within that talent pool. See, Dre was able to get in that talent pool because he's Dr. Dre, number one. And yeah, you know, you get in this business and sometimes things ain't just going out the way it is, but Dre always had Jimmy Iovine in the back pocket. If Quik had a Jimmy Iovine, he would have been further. Guaranteed. Jimmy Iovine brought him in that white circle. Shoot. Interscope. Think about it. Interscope. The access to the engineers, the access to the guitarists, the access to the studios. That Chronic 2001, man, Jimmy broke the bank for Dre to get that thing going. And that thing sound clean as ever today. But I'm telling y'all, man, Quik would have best if he would have went further if his business was handled correctly. Then, not to mention, I seen this story that he allegedly, I don't know if this is true or not. You can confirm this to me, but hold on. Coach produced "Hot in Here" by Nelly, King Kunta, and 50 Cent. I Am the Club. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Now I ain't never heard about "Hot in Here" though. I need to look at the credits about that. That's what I was saying before. His name is in a lot of records. He might be an assistant in ghost producing or adding some drums, adding a kick or adding a snare. The man's music he's a musical genius. It's just that his personal life, and not to mention his personal life. Good God, man. Like, you know, his son is up for a murder. He just had a beef with his sister. He got a diss record on his own sister. Look at the Book of David joint, Ghetto Lazarus or something like that. He got a diss record on his own sister. And plus, Quik is the type of guy where he wears his emotions on his sleeve. It's like, he's the type of person that lets personal issues affect his art. He would tell you straight up he hated realism. I'm like, nigga, what? But see, you got to look at it like what was going on around that time period. He was dealing with a lot of tragedy. His family life is a mess. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, you just look at stuff like that. So his personal life his family messes. It's just tragic. Then it plays effect to the music. Then he lost Mossberg. Mossberg, he was going to build Mossberg to be his Snoop, I believe, or his Biggie, so to speak. Like Mossberg was gonna be his guy. You know how a lot of these labels they had their flagship guy. Like Fat Joe, he had Pun. Dre had Snoop. Dre, and you could say Eminem, but he also had Snoop. Mossberg was nice. Mossberg was gonna be that guy for Quik. But when he got killed, it just took a lot out of Quik, man. It took a lot out of him, man, because you know they made so many records together. He was very excited about breaking the new artist. Niggas need to listen to Mossberg. Mossberg was sharp, straight up. So yeah, after that, you notice he ain't really release much music. Like he'll put out songs here and there. He would have been the next superstar. Hell yeah. Mossberg was cold, y'all. Look, I'm telling y'all, man, he had the delivery. He could ride any beat. I knew Mossberg was gonna be nice when he rode the Get Naked beat. I was thinking, this shit is too up tempo for man, because you know Mossberg has like a slow, chill type flow. He killed it. So I was like, man, Quik got a diamond in the rough with this guy, man. He need to put something behind him. When they say that he was going to probably be the West Coast version of Biggie, I believe it. Check out Mossberg, y'all. And you had Quik following you. Now, what he could have done with this, though, he could have put, he was going to, I think he was going to release an album with El DeBarge. That, could you imagine this? And this is an El DeBarge Quik album. That would have been dope. But you know who I wanted Quik to work with? And this would be a crazy East-West collabo. Think of this, y'all. This is my dream hip-hop album. And this is for anybody that does blends. I need this. I need somebody who could do this for me. If y'all could get me Quik beats over a prime Ghostface Killer. I want to hear the Supreme Clientele Ghostface over Quik's rhythmism style beats. Or Safe and Sound style beats. When Quik hit that creative apex, I want to hear Ghostface ripping that. Can you imagine that? Yo. Supreme Clientele Bulletproof Wallace Ghostface Killer over Quik beats. My God. Woo. Woo. That's an East-West collabo for you. But yeah, like you said, it was a missed opportunity, man. El DeBarge was on his second comeback. Quik should have jumped on that, man. He should have jumped on that, bro, because El DeBarge was ready, man. And you know, R&B was still moving at the time. So El DeBarge coming back, yo, it would have been embraced. It would have been embraced because El DeBarge can sing. He has a musical legacy. I mean, he killed that Rhythmism album. He killed change the whatchamacallit, Balancing Options. Everything that Quik put El DeBarge on, he killed it. But I don't know what happened with that situation. But yeah, man, business acumen, man. You know when your business is not handled, it affects you. Quik was better than Dre with the R&B sound. I'm glad somebody brought that up, man. I'm glad somebody brought that up because one of my favorite Quik joints was the joint he did with Deborah Cox. One Wish. That joint is smooth. Then he did the All For You remix with Janet. Dre didn't really start getting the R&B. Well, I gotta debate that right there. Cause Dre did Michelle A album, remember? Yeah, he did Michelle A album. So Dre deserves his accolades for that. But I'm telling you, man, Tony's joint, Deborah Cox joint. There's another one. He did the joint for Janet. Yeah, man. A Quik Ghostface album. Yeah. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Because I seen Quik doing some work with Keith Murray. Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, he produced Home Again with R. Kelly and Keith Murray. You know? His credits is deep. Truth Hurts, Addictive Song. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now he did Justify My Love for Jay-Z. I ain't like that shit. That was just something that he just threw out there. But the way I see it at the end of the day, A lot of those deals messed him up. Now, he's still gonna have his respect with the hip hop purists, the hip hop heads in the West Coast. But man, like I said many times, had his business been handled, if I can, he claimed to do the drums for that. I kind of believe that. The vehicular homicide situation kind of stunted Quik's career. I heard about that where he's supposed to have killed some kid. How did that even? Now, I didn't hear about this until the internet age. How did they even keep that under wraps back then? Because if a rapper killed a kid, like hit him with a car by accident, you know how much big news that would have been? If that had been one of these rappers today hit somebody with a car? How did they even brush that under? That PR game must have been heavy back then, yo. But yeah, I think that kind of scared off because you know when person that you're managing or the person that you signed under is getting in so much legal stuff, legal drama, it's hard to really put money behind him because Quik was out there. He was out there fighting. You know what I'm saying? He was out there fighting niggas with Death Row and getting into shootouts and you know, he's bipolar. That's what somebody said earlier. He said, yo, these Compton dudes is bipolar. Him, Game, Kendrick. But yeah, man. It's a lot of factors, man. But Quik makes some fly records, man. What is some of y'all favorite Quik records to be? Let me know what some of y'all favorite Quik records. I like the Quik grooves. Like, you know, the Quik groove where he paid homage to Roger Troutman. My all-time favorite Quik joint that he produced. Y'all remember L.A., California, yay, City of Ballers, Inglewood, we love it. The joint he did for the BET show with Snoop. Yeah, Snoop, it had Exhibit, and it had Ice Cube up there. That beat, goodness gracious. Let me tell y'all what I loved about Quik was this. He will make you want to go to L.A. NWA, them niggas, they had us out of towners scared of L.A. Nigga, I want all that crazy stuff that Compton was running and NWA was rapping about. You think we all the towners wanted to go out there? Nope. Shit. You see, we see these visuals. Ice Cube with the Wicked. We seen Deep Cover. We seen Growing Up in the Hood. I'm like, man, I want to go to this shit. But Quik, he brought the flavor back out there. Him and Battle Cat. I got to give Battle Cat's credit. Those two, they music make you want to go to L.A. Black Mercedes with Nate Dogg, but they're dominating at the time. Yeah, dog, I forgot about that song. It's just bad luck, man. Bad luck. And plus, Quik was on a small label, and there's only so much of a push that you can do. Either that, he was independent. But yeah, that was a big record. And had it came out in 2002, damn. Because Nate Dogg had a second run. Y'all remember Nate Dogg? He had a second run in 2000. As soon as he left Death Row, he just jumped on everybody's record. But yeah, man, Battle Cat and Quik, those two niggas. And my man E Swift, big shout out to E Swift and the Licks. Big shout out to my man Tash and J-Ro. Yo, they brought the party fun atmosphere to the West Coast music sound. And that made us out of town. Like, yo, we want to go to LA, man. LA got it going on, man. They got the palm trees. They got the bad women. They got the low riders. They got the beaches. Nigga, forget this cold shit. We need to go to LA. Quik got it going out there. He presented us a great feel to it. You know what I'm saying? Dre and them didn't do that to nothing but the G thing. Shit, them niggas made us scared to come to LA. Dre, welcome to Vietnam, California. I said, shit, I ain't coming to that motherfucker. I'm like, I ain't going there. Yeah, and you don't stop. Cause it's 187 on a motherfucking cop. I'm like, I'm good. This shit look like a death zone. I'm not going. But when you hear those records that Quik was dropping, there was two videos to me that made me want to go to Cali. It was the video that Pop dropped, uh, California Love remix. It was like that house party feel. It was that, and there was that L.A., California, yay, city of ballers, Inglewood, we love it. Something for the Mood, one of the coldest records he ever did. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, Quik got it some bullshit. House of Pain, MC8, Tim Dog. That nigga stay getting into squabbles, yo. And speaking of that, though, that Everlast, that how did that shit even start? Like, that nigga started dissing Everlast, and I remember, I ain't even know the origins of it. But, listening to that joint of the Minister Society joint, yeah, motherfucker, right back on your ass. I hid in the bushes and you don't do the grass. I'm sitting there vibing. And then he said this wild shit. What you running for, bitch? You fake Irish faggot? You got a big booty, Everlast, maybe tag it. Like, what the fuck? You look like a woman, then you try to clown. I kick you in your ass. That's why you jump around. I'm like, I don't know how this started. The line sounded suspect, but that shit was bobbing. I was like this. Yeah, motherfucker, right back on your ass. I hit up in the bushes and grilled through the grass. What you running for, bitch? You fake Irish faggot. You got a big booty, Everlast. Let me tag you. I'm like, I don't know where this is going with this. I can't rap the rest of this nigga verse. Then that. Don't forget that wild line he said the 8 on dollars and cents. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm like, some of that nigga lines be out there, yo. I'm like, yo, Quik a wild dude. He said, well, he was nothing. I'm gonna piss on your face. I said, what the fuck? We vibing the dollars and cents. See, that's what kills me. That nigga be hitting me. He'll hit you with some dope joints, and you vibe to it. Then he'll say some fragrant shit. Damn, you like, I'm supposed to rock with this? Kind of killed the flow. But yeah, bro. Yeah, man, he got my favorite album, of course, is Riddleism, then followed up by Safe and Sound. Cause see, you could tell with the first two albums, he was heavily influenced by the old school funk, and he was also influenced by NWA sound. Like, it was more so he was following that Rufus formula. But you know, as the sound evolved from like 95 on up, you start seeing a different Quik. From 95 to 99, his shit just elevated. And I don't know if it's because he got access to different engineers and producers. Like, look at All Eyes on Me, man. All Eyes on Me sounds so clean today. That shit came out like almost 30 years ago. That shit sound fresh. Cause Quik and Dre, they got that engineer ear, man. Like, they could know when a sound sounds so clear and sounds so clean. Suspect lyrics was all through 90s rap, bro. You ain't lying. And sometimes he used to kill me, man. Dre used to do it too. Get teeth from my mouth so my dick's got to fit. I'm like, and we vibing to Dre Day. I mean, and next thing you know, get teeth in your mouth so my dick's got to fit. I'm like, y'all own that. Them niggas was on one on the 90s, boy. I swear. But what was I saying, though? What was I saying for a minute, man? But yeah, man, that's what I like about DJ Quik's music, man. He brought that cookout feel good vibes. Keep it brick, though. When you put on a Quik record, your energy just shifts a little bit. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it right there. You know what I mean? Another favorite Quik beat of mine was Late Night, that he did for Tupac. That was nasty. Even he threw the Outlaws up there. I was concerned because, you know, a lot of niggas for some reason don't like the Outlaws rapping on Tupac songs. They even killed it on that Quik beat when he threw Fatal up there. Now, Fatal nice. Fatal will be second to Pac to me. Third will be Gaddafi. Fourth will be Napoleon. Fifth will be Young Noble, and sixth will be Idiot. And seven will be Big Sight. But man, them outlaw niggas can rap though, man. I'm telling you. A lot of people just didn't like them being on Pop's records, but they can rap. They can hold their own. You know? Now, with that record there, Late Night, Fatal killed it. Fatal was like a grittier version of AZ. Yeah, he was. Fatal was dope. And Fatal was a solid nigga too, man. Fatal is a solid one too, man. Because, you know, he ain't no Hollywood. He was never the Hollywood type. He was the type that was holding the whole Pac down. I could guarantee you, a lot of this weird stuff these niggas saying about Tupac, if Fatal was alive, nobody would be saying nothing like that. Fatal was really about it. Like, you can look at it on the Off the Cuff radio channel, man. We interviewed his brother, and he'll tell you how it was. The second version of Late Night with Quik and AMG was dope as well. Yeah. Yes, sir. Quik showed out on Way Too Funky, Bonafide classic. Yes, sir. Telling y'all, man, he's very underrated, though. He's very underrated. Quik never recovered from that bad profile contract. That's a fact. That's a fact right there, because that holds you back from getting business opportunities. Because there's a lot of cases where he may have had a lot of people do work, but just because his business ain't handled correctly, they're not going to work with him. See, the Suge Knight thing also worked for him, but they also hindered him too. Suge was getting him his money back, you know, strong arming niggas, giving them wedgies, smacking them up in the office, making grown men drink piss. You know how he do it. But after a while, let's say me and you, the audience, want a record from Quik. Would you want to go to Suge Knight? At that time, when them big Pyrus was kicking niggas in the ass, that hurt him too. It helped him and it hurt him. Shit. Imagine that, man. And then on top of that, you produce for the record, and you know how Suge was at the time. You go up there, you trying to get your check working for Death Row, right? And he go puffing on a cigar and shit. What check? And you going like this. The check that, you know, you promised me. You know, I worked on the Dog Pound album. I worked on the Dog Food album. I worked on Murder Was the Case. You promised me a check, Suge. I'm gonna tell you what. This is what I would do. Puff a cigar. You need to go out there and go fight the big homies. Or fight the little homies. You win the fight, I'll give you money. Now keep in mind, you thinking a little homie is like what? Like a Gary Coleman or some shit. Hell no. It'd be one of them big old 6'3", fresh out the joint, chisel, old, what's this nigga name? Kimbo Slice looking nigga. And he ready. And you sitting there like, man, fuck this. This Death Row check ain't worth it. So I'm just gonna work for free. I ain't fighting this nigga. You gonna fight him or what? He puff a cigar. Nah, I'm gonna get back to work. Never mind. And that's how them niggas used to do it at Death Row, man. You was either getting your ass beat or you had to fight your way to get your check. Real talk. And I bet, can you imagine the hell? That's why a lot of them dudes got nightmares about Death Row. Shoot. At that time, Buntry, Mob James, Neckbone, all them niggas that Tupac was shouting out on that record, you had to fight them? Fuck that. It ain't worth it. Like, just let them have it. I'm creative enough. Why you think Dr. Dre left like he did? He ain't tell nobody nothing. That nigga slid out the back door. He won't tell it like, yo, shoot. Don't believe that straight out of Compton bullshit. Don't believe it. My man, Doug Williams told me it ain't go down like that. That nigga Dre snuck out. Yeah, sure. I'm leaving this motherfucker. What you gonna call that bullshit? Aftermath. Man, get out of here, man. They would have served him an ass whooping too. He didn't. Don't believe that, y'all. He didn't just go in there and be like, "Told Suge, I'm out." Nah, that nigga snuck out. Can't blame him. Ooh, you can't blame him. Especially around that time where that nigga had the game in motion. Shoot. So you couldn't imagine what Quik had to go through. Nigga couldn't even use his name. I'm like, shoot, you gotta bite the hand that feeds you. Shoot, my man Gonzo, rest in peace. You can look at this on InfoMinds. Told that story out. Suge had niggas so under pressure, he had Quik smacking up his brother-in-law. Shit.
Came back from a search.
Telling you, man, that Death Row era was no joke, man. That's why, in a way, it's funny to me looking at how it turned out when you start seeing surfer boys wearing Death Row t-shirts. I'm like, man, this is a culture shock to me. You know what I mean? But going back to Quik, yeah, man, he had a lot of bad luck in this game, but he should be highly endured as one of the greatest musicians to ever do it, man. Real talk. He deserves his accolades. He deserves his appreciation. Now, people are comparing him to what he said to Dre. I mean, Dre transitioned different generations, different eras, you know what I mean? So he's held to that high bar, you know what I mean? Quik is there, but you know, musically, if we're comparing albums, if we're comparing music, yeah, he deserves to be up there with him. But Dre's impact is too far in, man. Like the NWA era, the Death Row era, the current aftermath era. Then his part with G Unit. You know what I mean? His impact is too great though. That's why y'all laughed at even Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy trying to challenge Dr. Dre for a versus. I'm like, come on, Puff. Dre would smoke you out of your boots. You don't want that. You don't want that. Like, what you gonna do, Puff? You got R&B records, man. Dre can bring that Death Row bag. Shut Puffy all the way up. The Ruthless bag. Like, come on, man. Let me give Dre. Come on. DOC album. 2 NWA albums. Michelle A album. The Above the Law album. Puffy ain't competing with that. And that's just Ruthless. Then we go to 92. The Chronic, Doggy Style. Oh, I didn't even mention the B-sides and the remixes. What else? Above the Law, Above the Rim, Murder Was the Case, Dog Food, All Eyes on Me. No. We didn't even give him Marshall. We'll give him Eminem shit. That alone trumps it. Yellow said Dre did DOC by himself. Yeah. And see, this is one thing I don't like, though. I don't like how we are pitting one against the other. They both brought great contributions to this game, man. They both are legends, and they both should be held to that high regard. Now, Quik's comments could be looked upon as a slight, but he even said himself that Dr. Dre is like a brother to him. So we could take it for what it is. It's not a beef. But I don't like how within the universe, the fans, they want to sit there and just, dismiss one person just to big up another. Like, we got to stop doing that, man. We got to grow up out of that box, bro. Dre Quik is a hip-hop producer, hands down. Yeah! Damn right. And when people say producer, they thinking we talk about beat making. Dude, Dre ear for music is impeccable. Doggy Style sounds so fresh to this day. What did Deontay Wilder state? To this day. Quik is outstanding. Hell yeah, they both are great. They both are legends, man. They both dope. They both played a hell of a soundtrack to my life. So I always gonna have them. You notice this, I never got into this whole Quik is better or Dre is better shit. I love both of them. Cause think about this. Dre's musical ear, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna take y'all back for me. I'm going a little bit off subject. How did you guys feel when you first heard the Dogfather? Snoop's Dogfather album? I want to ask you guys that. How do you guys feel when you first heard Snoop's Dogfather album? My thoughts was this. Why is this nigga, what happened to this nigga? Like, this the same nigga? Like, when I first heard the song, y'all know the song I'm talking about, the opening song to it. Snoop Dogg in the doggy father. I was like, what the fuck is this? Nigga, did he rapping on? The B to the C to the G. I'm like, what? What's this? What happened to that nigga that was rapping on G's and Hustlers? Pump, pump. That's the motion of your body and the came to see. It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G. I'm this G in this deadly game. That nigga was spitting on pump, pump. Then he goes to this, then freestyle conversation. Got to be niggas sometimes. What the fuck is he rapping? Like, what the hell? What happened to this nigga? Come on. I was like, are we trolled here? Now, I listened to some of the songs. He had some dope songs up there. His flow chain, that whispering, that shit killed me, bro. Like, then I heard Gold Rush, and I was like, what the fuck? It wasn't really the beats. It was him. The nigga sounded like he ain't even want to be there. You know what I mean? I wanted to hear that nigga on G's and Hustle like he was bussing. 21 Jump Street, he was bussing. The Shiznit, he was bussing. Murder Was the Case, Serial Killer, he was bussing. This nigga here, he sound neutered. The dog lost his bite. Like, what the fuck? Like, what happened to this? Now, you know, we know later on, we seen he probably went through a depression because Dre was gone. Tupac was dead, and Suge was locked up. He probably ain't want to do the album, but he figured, yo, I could probably say this. He probably checked the books, saw he wasn't getting paid like he was. He had an album obligation to fulfill. And Suge put that big elbow on his like, record, nigga. We need this album done. Pac gone, so we need you in there in that studio. And you ain't getting out till it's all recorded. Alright, I'm going to record it. I'm going to record it, cuz I'm going to go ahead and knock this album out. Now, Dre ain't there, so his creative juices ain't even there. The energy is different. Niggas is getting slapped up in the studio. Cause you know Tupac and them, they were beating up engineers and shit. So you know the energy is different. So she'll put that big elbow up there like, you know you're gonna record this motherfucking album, right? We need this album. Alright, man, I'm gonna go ahead and do it, cuz. I mean, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and record. Nah, man, you Snoop Doggy Dogg, you gonna record this out. Yeah, I got it, man. So get your ass in that studio. Alright, cuz, I'm gonna do it. That's how it went, probably. That's probably how it went. But the quality was different with 10 Time a Day. You know what I mean? Corrupt was on Up Jump the Boogie and Groupie. Yeah. Now see, it was mainly him. It wasn't really the Dog Pound. Everybody did their part. The beats was cool. I like the old school mafioso feel to it, but it was him. I like that song. It was a dope song on the Dollfather. Oh man, what's the name of that? Shit, what's the name of that song? Groupie was dope. Blueberry, and he won't even own the shit. Blueberry, he won't even own there, and that was the best song on the album to me. Them niggas would. One name for Snoop, I would say, he know how to find some spitters. And them niggas, them LBC dudes, they were straight assassins. Snoop got an eye for talent though. I mean, yo, he won't even that. Yeah, you know I'm telling the truth, dude. That was the best song on the album, and he won't even on it. My homie Badass killed it. Corrupt killed it. Daz killed it. Technique, big shout out to him. That's my boy. Technique killed it. Man, them LBC dudes was raw. Like, come on, man. And see, this the thing with that. When that energy is gone, like, when Dre ain't there he ain't here to check the bullshit. So that's what I like about Dr. Dre too. But I got to talk about Dre for a little bit. Notice how a lot of niggas' best records is with Dr. Dre. Notice that. And when they go off and they do their own thing, that shit don't hit like when Dr. Dre with them. Notice that. Give y'all a good example. Eminem, first two albums. Reggie Wright was said corrupt, was sent home. By that point, if you listen to the song like Groupie, that was original with just Dads and Corrupt, but those are just already made. Yep, Trey D is very underrated. Yes, sir. Snoop got an eye for talent. That nigga can find some talent, man. I mean, Doghouse, that was some, man, they had some talent up there. But let me go back to this real quick. Notice when niggas leave Dre, they go weird. When Dre in there, he gonna make sure your shit hot. When Dre in there, oh shit. When Dre is in there, he gonna make sure you do one line, even if you gotta work on that motherfucker like 30 times. And don't it sound dope? Snoop album Doggy Style came out. Dope as hell, stand out to this day. Eminem's first two albums. First two albums. They stand out to this day. Then the Eminem show, he started going off and doing his own shit. And then following up after the encore to where we at now. He lost Dre's ear and just started putting out weird shit. So, and then people started checking for you for a minute. But then Game did the same thing. Even though Game, he did that to himself with all that beefing and stuff. But notice how he got weird later on with his projects, even though some of them hit. But there was some of them that just weren't hitting. And you had Kendrick. Kendrick first album. The Hood fuck with it. Pimp a Butterfly, I loved it. I got that album on physical. But nigga got weird. Eminem production is whack. Man, I've been saying that for how long? See, I'm fit facts. Kendrick latest album's another example. Look how them niggas go far left. Dre was able to mold the talent and keep them to this sector to where he understands what the listener wants. These niggas get on that weird shit and just go far out. Snoop did the same thing. Game do the same thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with wanting to branch out and find your own creativity. But, damn, bro, like, you don't leave your audience. Cause M went far out there. You know what I'm saying? He became a bigger star, but damn, the music won't hit. How did it get to the point where Bizarre is putting out better music than M? Let that sink in. And I'm not saying that because, whoa, name's King E. What's good? Snoop finding Battle Cat was the best thing. Absolutely. Now, the good thing about Snoop was, Snoop He knows how to pick right beats. He know how to ride the right production. Now, everybody just coming in, this is the beautiful part about what I do. I talk about music. Notice this. We ain't talk about who bitches fucking, who sucking who shooting who. We talking music here, y'all. I love talking music with you guys. You know what I mean? We ain't talking about all out of the backstories or none of that. We talking music. And see, even going on with that with Snoop, when you start losing that ear and your music start going elsewhere, you lose the people. Like even with Kendrick, like my man just said, Kendrick is way out there. Snoop should have got some beats from Ant Banks for that second album. Oh yeah. And see, the thing is though, bro, it wasn't the beats. It was him. That nigga sounded like a neutered puppy on them songs, yo. Them beats, he won't bussin'. Pause. He won't bussin'. DOC won't dare to write them joints either, so he was like, damn. But then again, I heard that he freestyled that whole Doggy Style album. I heard about that. But man, that was a letdown for me, man, as a youngster, man. When I bought that Doggies, I was like, oh damn, got some new Snoop. And he come out there. I put the mountain not so free. And I got to put the Luciano because he not so free. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this, Snoop? Are we getting trolled? Like, not putting your channel like you got, but all the dollar only pushes drama. I like just talk about music. Let me tell you this though. It's interesting that you say that though, man, because see, Dialogue was on my show. You know what I mean? Dialogue was on my show. He praised me. He praised me a lot. But you know, some issues happened. You know, I had some people that knew Tupac Shakur real well that weren't feeling his channel. So he grouped me with those guys that was talking against him. And, you know, he blocked me from his channel or whatever. He blocked me from his page. So I don't know about that specifically. I don't know about that. But at the same time, yeah, I got an interview. He got an interview with us. You can check it out. He never put it out, but I got it. Yeah, he was praising my shit for years. Yeah. I reached and I'm like, yeah, we had a great show. It was a dope show. Nothing against the guy. Nothing against the guy. I supported the show because, you know, it was a media outlet that gave light to people that worked with him, Tupac Shakur, and that needed a light. Like, I'm talking about engineers. I'm talking about producers. I'm talking about certain people that was a part of his life that don't really get a lot of look. I'm glad he did that. That gave them an extra go around. It was needed because, man, these so-called hip-hop media outlets were slandering Tupac, man. So I liked how his show was the balance of that. But see, then down the line, that's off the good news, the real deal. Salute, bro. But then down the line, he saw the numbers was picking up when he was doing the gossip shit. Like he started doing when he did the Danny Boy interview. That interview was what really broke him in. The Danny Boy interview, because Danny Boy was just telling everything, gossiping on everything. Who was sleeping with who was fucking who, this person got beat up, that person got beat up. He was just telling everything on Death Row. And you know, people love that. So what did he do? He becomes the Black Vlad. Like he'll go ahead, he started chopping his videos and flashbacks like Vlad. That shit started blowing up for him. So then he brings Napoleon. Napoleon, that was dope interviews that he did because you know Napoleon defends Tupac. So that gave him a lot of content. Then he brought in Keefy D. That would put the green light on him personally. I didn't like that interview personally because there's no way I would interview the nigga on a Tupac channel that shot Tupac, that bragged about it. I can't do nothing like that. There's certain things that I just wouldn't do. That's like me running a Mob Deep channel, like interviewing like a Prodigy trial channel, and here I am interviewing Sherm the Worm, and the nigga don't like each other. I can't do that type of business. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, it got him out there. So then he started interviewing Joel. Joel was talking all that crazy stuff. Rest in peace. He became the Black Vlad. You know what I'm saying? And I don't knock him for it. I mean, any brother that's doing it, you know, I ain't no hard feelings. So then now, I just get disappointed that he took that route though, man, because you know he's smarter than that. You know what I mean? Just like he's done the Gene Deal interviews. I think Dialogue just send him a bag and they just talk all crazy shit. Like the Drew Down interview. I didn't learn anything from Drew, and I love Drew Down. I had him on the show too. But we didn't learn anything from Drew Down other than him and his opinion about sleeping with Tupac sleeping with Faith Evans, how he pimped certain R&B people. I mean, but we don't know nothing about his music. This shit is about music, man. And see, a lot of these content creators, they forget that it's about music first. You know? They turning this shit to like Jerry Springer. And that's a problem. That's a problem, man. Then he had Crazy Bone up there. He had Crazy Bone up there. Crazy Bone was talking all that old Death Row stuff. And I'm like, I'm tired of the fake questions, disrespect for the kids. Who cares? Yeah, that's where I'm at with it right now, man. It's like it's like let that go. The same thing I said today on Facebook. Y'all niggas still arguing about Jay-Z and Nas, like Ether versus Takeover. Let that go, man. Like, this is the only culture that remains stuck. You know what I mean? You listen to these other channels, these niggas talking about the same old stories. Now, if I'm going to get a story, I'm going to get a different outlook of it that nobody really ever heard. I'm not just going to rush for the clickbait. These niggas be rushing for the clickbait quick. They don't even say, hey, how you doing? First question in, they go, oh, so you shot somebody, you know? Tell me about the shooting. Like, damn. Don't even warm up the chair. Don't even sit there. They ain't set the mood. Just go up to him off the gate. So tell me about the beef with you and so and so. I'm like, damn. Warm it up. Y'all thirsty out there. But I don't knock him for what he doing, though, man. I mean, you know, you got to do. I hate to say it. I mean, but I guess he saw that the way he was trying to do it won't pay the bills, man. And that's why, unfortunately, our people got to support one another, man. Nobody wants to do the Jerry Springer shit. But when that rent due in the beginning of the month, you got to find some ways to get some views, even if you got to stage a shoot. Oh, man. Niggas be shooting themselves in the toe like a Harlem Night. This is a stage of shooting. Yeah, I heard about Danny Boy at his restaurant, man. I've been trying to get Danny Boy for years, man. Yeah, I've been trying to get Danny Boy for years, man. That nigga, I don't know, for some reason, I reach out to him, but then he do an interview the following day. I said, get the fuck out of here, man. You niggas don't, y'all niggas see my email. But it's all good, though. It's all good. Y'all fake shooting. Yeah, them niggas be staging shootings, man. They be choreographing all this stuff before they go live, because, you know, we need a viral moment. They pull a Jussie Smollett. Yeah. Bruh, you be surprised. The clown show is what sells right there, man. These niggas be pulling out all the stunts for a viral moment. Looks like the dude with Charleston White. I've never been there, but I rode past several times. Just like Charleston White and that other cat, man. Now he famous now. They staged that fake shooting. Now this nigga got almost 400,000 subscribers now. See how it worked? The clown show always worked, man, for a temporary being. But yeah, man, I'm about to go ahead out, man. I've been doing a lot of talking for an hour, yo. I love to build with you guys. I'm gonna definitely be doing more lives. Look for the interview with Nashon. We're gonna have that up possibly soon. I'm gonna have more work to come. So I'm about to be up out of here for the night. Y'all stay safe. Peace.